I heard the laughter before I saw anything. High, throaty, intoxicating. The kind that should have belonged to the night and not my living room. The music thumped faintly through the walls as I approached our apartment door, keys trembling in my hand. My heart raced, not from the beat of the bass downstairs, but from the suspicion clawing at my chest. When I opened the door, the scent hit me first. Cologne, something dark and spicy, mixed with her perfume. And then the sight. Her. Draped over another man's shoulder, her laugh exactly like the one I used to fall asleep to every night. My blood turned cold, and my stomach sank. She turned eyes wide. Honey. But her voice faltered when she saw the rigid line of my jaw. I didn't speak. I didn't move. My body betrayed me, shaking from fury and disbelief. How could we come to this moment? The man's smile disappeared instantly, replaced by an awkward, guilty grimace. I don't even remember how I found my keys in my pocket fast enough to lock the door behind me. The sound of metal clicking shut was deafening in its finality. I leaned against the door, forehead pressed to the cold wood, trying to calm the storm inside. My thoughts raced, looping. This isn't real. She's joking. She's drunk. She can explain. But the image of her arm around him, the brush of her lips near his ear, the sparkle in her eyes that once only existed for me, refused to dissolve. Minutes stretched into hours. I sat on the balcony, the city lights blurring into streaks of orange and white, my hands gripping the railing until the knuckles turned white. I didn't eat. I didn't drink. My mind, merciless, replayed every small sign I had ignored. The late nights at work, the flustered excuses, the distant look when she laughed at my jokes. How had I been so blind? Or worse, had I wanted to be? I thought about calling her parents, her friends, anyone, but the shame, the fear, the love, all tangled into a knot I couldn't untie. And then the phone rang. Her name flashed across the screen, glowing like a beacon of both hope and doom. I stared at it. Should I answer? Can I answer? Every rational fiber in me screamed no, but a trembling finger swiped. Hey, she said, voice hesitant. What the hell, Emily? My own voice sounded foreign, cracked, brittle. I can explain. Her words were soft, trembling. Not the commanding, confident woman I knew, or thought I knew, but fragile, scared. Explain? Explain what? That you think I don't notice when you throw yourself at someone else? That you laugh with him the way you used to laugh with me? Rage and hurt mixed, souring in my throat. It's not what you think. I didn't. You did. I saw you. I locked the door behind you because I needed time. Time to process that everything I thought was true was a lie. My voice rose, trembling somewhere between despair and fury. There was silence on the other end. Then, I didn't mean for it to happen. I swear. Her words hit harder than any physical blow could. Denial, regret, fear, love, all tangled into a single, impossible confession. I wanted to throw the phone across the balcony, smash it into the railing, feel some physical release for the emotional massacre inside me, but I couldn't. My hands refused to obey. Why, Emily? I whispered, barely able to hear my own voice. Why him? Why now? After everything, after us. Tears rolled down her cheeks, unheard through the static of the city noise. I don't know. I was lonely. I felt invisible. I made a mistake. A terrible mistake. Please, can we talk? I pressed my forehead to the railing, letting the cold metal bite into my skin. Part of me wanted to throw her out permanently, cut the last thread of love, preserve some shred of dignity. Another part, a darker, quieter part, wanted to beg her to come back, to tell her it would be okay, that I could forgive her. You partied with him, laughed with him in our home, Emily. Our home. I said, voice breaking. Do you know what that does to someone? To me. I know. And I hate myself. I hate what I did. Please don't shut me out completely. Not yet. The honesty in her voice, the raw, trembling guilt, caught me off guard. Part of me, so angry, so wounded, wanted to slam the door, to never see her face again. But another part, buried deep under betrayal, remembered why I loved her. That memory whispered that love wasn't gone. Not entirely. Not yet. I closed my eyes, the city lights blurring further into streaks of pain and confusion. I don't know if I can forgive you, I admitted, voice barely audible. I don't know if I even want to, but I need to hear the truth. Everything. Her shaky exhale came through the line. I'll tell you everything. I'll answer every question. Please don't hang up. I stayed silent, letting the night swallow us both. The door behind me remained locked, the metal cold and final, but for the first time since I saw her with him, I felt a strange, terrifying flicker of connection. Maybe it was hope. Maybe it was fear. Maybe it was love. Minutes passed. The air grew colder. I shivered, not from the wind, but from the emotional storm, the moral chaos, the fragile thread of trust now stretched nearly to breaking. And in that silence, I realized something terrifying. Locking her out didn't protect me. It only gave me time to feel the betrayal fully, to understand that love and heartbreak could coexist in the same heartbeat, and that forgiving, or choosing not to, would be the hardest choice of my life. And yet, I couldn't hang up. I couldn't abandon the line. Because even shattered trust deserves a voice. Even a night like this demands a story, a reckoning. Talk, I whispered finally, my voice raw, broken, but still holding the tiniest spark of something unextinguished. Tell me everything. The line crackled softly. Her words began. And I listened, knowing life as I knew it would never be the same. But that hearing her truth was the only way to survive the storm we had created.